And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, marketing, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now, how can you engage with us? There's multiple ways you can engage. 813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. We want you to save our hotline number in your phone.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. And also bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. consumerqb.com. The newly redesigned website has testimonials, episodes, previous shows, and all of our expert contributors are listed there, so you can see all of our 80-plus show partners that we've assembled, we vetted, and we bring on the show to help you win, help you understand more about different things that you face in daily life, things happening in Tampa Bay, and a lot of cool things happening here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win. Let's go around the horn now and make our introductions. It's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me. And first up, Homer Allen, founder of MatchEpic.com. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Brandon.
Hey, my pleasure. Give us a little overview.
All right. Well, basically, I am bringing a brand new website to Tampa Bay called Match Epic, where you will be able to make brand new connections, whether or not you want to find a travel partner or a workout partner or even a roommate. You'll be able to do that with Match Epic.
Nice, I love that. We've talked about this previous show before the show and in the green room, and I love this idea. This is a big winner right here, man. I love it. I'm excited about that. So Homer Allen in studio, more from him. Also back in studio, Mario Larrea, mortgage expert, MI Mortgage.
Hey, Brandon, I'll be getting into kind of what's going on in today's mortgage market, real estate market here locally, and just answering some questions that I commonly get, stuff like that. So
frequently asked questions,
Yep.
Lots of misnomers in that space. Down payment, how much do you have to have down? What's going on with these guys running around saying, "Oh, there's no closing costs, no fees. I'm going to pay your," it's a free mortgage. So we'll talk about that and some of the things happening in Tampa Bay as well. And also in studio, Dustin Matthews. He's the founder of the Speaking Empire. Welcome in, Dustin.
Hey, I'm really excited. And you know what I'm going to be talking about, Brandon?
What's that?
Seminole football.
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
just
Seminole
kidding.
football.
I had to bust your chops last time we were talking football. So
yeah, that's right.
Really excited to be here. We're going to be talking about influential communication. How do you get people into action? So I'm excited.
I love that. Yeah, you guys got a great thing going on there with the Speaking Empire. And we are going to talk a little bit of Seminole football in a roundabout way. We got a great feel-good story in the impact of Irma. Jameis Winston helps St. Pete community with food. So we're going to talk about that. And former Heisman winner and Seminole there. And we also have our top 10 favorite family pets coming up. So we have our little guessing game and some fun with you in the final segment of the show. And we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder, if you throw a ladder in your truck. This show's for you. We want to help you. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health, your marketing wheel. And each spoke extending out represents another one of our preferred partners, our expert contributors, folks that we bring on the show, friends of the family, so to speak, that we bring in studio, and we help you with these different ideas, different advice, and different things happening out there. So let's give a shout out to our restaurant partner, Hula Bay, one of our restaurant partners in beautiful South Tampa, 5210 Tyson Avenue, South Tampa. Hula Bay is a waterfront ambiance, excellent food, wide variety on the menu. You've got live music on the weekends down at Duke's Retired Surfer Bar, and it's a great place to go and enjoy a nice evening dinner or even a beautiful lunch as well. They got brunches on Sundays also. So Hula Bay, one of our restaurant partners. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you for that free water with lemon we always talk about. They're going to hook you up. So let's go ahead and talk with Homer Allen now. Homer, you're a founder of MatchEpic.com. Really cool idea here, man. I see big things in your future with this app and this website.
Absolutely. Well, so basically, if you were looking to find a roommate, or you're looking to find a workout partner, then this website is for you. Basically, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to regain being able to do those activities. One thing that I found as a single guy in the area is that a lot of my married friends are really involved with their families, and they're just not available to do different things. And so I found myself not going snowboarding as often and doing certain things. And so this particular website will help you to be able to regain those activities, to be able to find other people in the area that you can do those things with. And whether or not you're looking to travel or find a workout partner or find a roommate, you'll be able to do that. And we're also you'll be able to find a match for just about any activity, but particularly you'll be able to find a match for professionals in networking, working out, roommates, languages, gaming, studying, traveling, and even carpooling.
Wow, gaming, studying. I mean, there's a lot of ways, and this is applicable today because we kind of live in this world where we have our SUVs. We drive into our car, the garage door goes down. We're somewhat connected through social media and websites, or apps and texting and things like that. But this app is going to fill a void that I think is very, like you mentioned, friends that have families. They're not they're not answering the phone as much as they used to. You're not able to match up, and it's enabling people to find language, workout partner, roommates. And I see a lot of applications for this app, or the website rather.
Absolutely, for the website. And one of the things that I'm doing is I'm actually using a lot of my previous experiences that have impacted me. For example, I have also been a roommate. I've also carpooled with someone, and I have found that those experiences have been impactful to me, and the skills that I've been able to develop during those instances was really helpful. And so I want to be able to use this website to help others around the area.
Yeah, that's great, man. Homer, this is a home run hit. I think I like it. So for our listeners out there, is there any call to actions? Is there something that we can do? What do you need resources wise? How can our listening audience maybe help you?
Absolutely. Well, the first way that you can help me is that if you are interested in Match Epic, if you're interested in finding others around the area, the first thing you can do is find our Facebook page. And by going into Facebook and typing in Match Epic and going there and liking the page, you can share any of the posts that you find helpful. And so you can definitely do that and share it with your friends, tell others about it. And if you are interested in being a beta tester, you can definitely go ahead and reach out to me.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that, man. So Facebook.com. Check for matchepic.com as well. Share the content, like the content. That's step one. And this is going to be applicable in a lot of ways. I mean, I'd love to get Dustin's perspective here as well. Dustin, you see a lot of businesses. You see Sound Like a Winner.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything that can help you can connect to your audience, that can connect with all these tools and resources that we have. We still have this problem with connection. What's the deal?
Right.
And so any site or tool that can help you do that, powerful.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. So matchepic.com, Homer Allen, he's the founder here. He's here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And, what else are you seeing out there? So what made you, come up with this idea? I love entrepreneurship. I studied entrepreneurship in school, and, kind of applying that to the radio show, to my real estate business. But, I love the entrepreneurial spirit that you have. This is great.
Absolutely. Well, what made me come up with it is the realization that, for instance, I wanted to be able to take a snowboarding trip in December. Okay. And a lot of my friends are now that I used to snowboard with are now married. And so I would love to be able to go snowboarding again, but I'm just reluctant to do it alone. And it's just so much more fun to go on a snowboarding trip with a buddy. Right. So I would love to be able to do that. And so I'm really looking forward to snowboarding again once this website goes live.
Yeah, that's one of the key influences. Of course, I talk a lot about Tony Robbins. I've been to his business mastery course. And the first thing that we do when we have an event, whether it's a negative event or a positive event, is as human beings, we want to share with people. We want to relate with people. That's what a relationship is all about. So by creating this matchepic.com, this is going to allow people to share and relate and live a better life.
That's right. And it will also help you to grow your skill set. Because, for example, with my situation with carpooling, I was able to carpool with a developer that was more seasoned than I was for 2 years. And so if you can think about during your commute being able to carpool with somebody for 1 hour each way or 45 minutes each way in the car during traffic, and also being able to take that break, you can imagine how much you can you can learn from each other and all of your different skills and experience.
Yeah, I like that. Especially, the example that we talked about before too is you speak French as well, somewhat, right?
Absolutely.
Parlez-vous français?
Oui, je parle français.
Oh, comme ci, comme ça. A little bit, not much, but that was my high school language, right? And so that's a prime example. Is if you want to hone in on a language, there's groups out there, but the app is going to help you with that too.
It will. The website will definitely help you with that. And basically, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to have, for instance, if you think about it, living with somebody that speaks that language, you can. If you think about the best way that you always hear about learning a language, it's immersion, right? And so now imagine, now instead of having to leave your family or your friends or your pets or your job, you can now live with a roommate that could potentially be a native speaker or a more advanced speaker than you, or even on the same level, and you can learn by speaking with each other with that language, and so that will definitely help you to improve that way as well.
I love it, man. I love the idea. Homer Allen, MatchEpic.com. More from Homer in the show. We're going to talk more about this in our lightning round, and also coming up as well. We got Mario Larrea, mortgage expert, MI Mutual Mortgage. Dustin Matthews, founder of Speaking Empire, and got a couple of hot properties I want to let you know about from Platinum MVP Realty. As you know, I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty here in Tampa Bay. 14465 Tanglewood Drive in Largo. Just listed this property, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, $560,000. Great buying opportunity here. Wonderful ranch-style pool home in Largo, 2,600 square feet with 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, and a 2-car detached garage. Fenced-in backyard, beautiful property here, and a great buying opportunity in Tampa Bay. And also right next to the Hotel Zamora. As you know, our Hotel Zamora hotel partner is the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. I've got a property right down the road from it, 3610 Casablanca Avenue, St. Pete Beach. And it's just north of the Don Cesar as well. 3 bedrooms, 2 and 1/2 bath. This is a duplex, rare find on the beach, and it's a $625,000 asset. Walking distance, you walk around the corner, and you can put your toes into the beautiful Gulf of Mexico. The sun is shining. The weather is sweet most of the time. And all right, more from our expert contributors when we come back. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to ConsumerQB.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, Top Agent Magazine, the Tampa Bay Business Journal. We're looking for listings right now, and we're in a low inventory market. So if you're a seller out there thinking about selling, we would love to talk to you. We would offer you a free comparable market analysis, and all you have to do is reach out at 813-670-7372. You can call or text 813-670-7372, and check out PlatinumMVPRealty.net. If you're a seller, you are leaving money on the table if you list with anyone else. PlatinumMVPRealty.net. All right, we've got Mario Larrea in the house. Now, he's a mortgage expert, MI Mutual Mortgage. And what are you seeing out there, man?
Starting to get things back together after the hurricane. We had a little bit of a lull there with having to get all the re-inspections, and I think I had like 3 closings last week that got pushed off from it. So good news is we didn't get hit too bad, but it did definitely throw a little bit of a monkey wrench in everything that was going on.
It sure did, man. It was frustrating. And,
yep.
We had Gary Halleck on the show yesterday, and they were discussing he helps veterans with PTSD, but there's this phenomenon of PTSD going on right now with Irma and Maria. Going, post-traumatic about the hurricane. I mean, these news stations don't have anything to do with that, do they?
Yeah, they're not helping situations at all either. I mean, leading up to it, I thought that it was like the apocalypse coming to Tampa, the way they were talking about it. And then, it's unfortunate living in Florida that you have to go through that. But luckily here in the Tampa Bay area, we seem to always dodge a bullet. So
we have, and it's the thing, it's the same thing that I see in real estate. Okay, for example, a hurricane, as big and bad as they are, most of the time, unless it's a once 100-year storm, it's not going to just pick up the house and throw it around like it does in the movie The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy. It's not thrown around. As long as you're not in a flood zone, you're not in a velocity zone, you're not going to have water rising. Your walls are going to stay up for the most part, especially concrete block. And if it's got the building codes built 2004 and newer, so they sensationalize these things, and not to say that you don't have to be careful, but it's not like the house is going to just totally just get demolished and you're going to be floating down the road.
I mean, most of the houses, they're all concrete blocks. So, other than the roof or something like that, and even most of the construction here, you don't really have that much to worry about other than, like you were saying with the water. Like where I live, it's close to the water. So, the storm surge, I was a little bit nervous about. But, if that comes, we're probably going to feel a world of hurt there. But, as far as the wind and everything, usually by the time it gets here, we're not too bad off.
That's what they say, and that's what was crazy about this last storm is that it kind of hit Key West and then hit Marco Island, and then it went all the way up and it affected Jacksonville. Hadn't we always heard growing up that once it goes over land, they're going to die down?
Yep.
Yeah,
and it was mostly the rain though, wasn't it, in Jacksonville? They were flooding, and I think it was like the St. Johns River. They said had never been that high or something. So they got it pretty bad over there. I have my wife and I have some friends that live up there, and they were worried about us, and they ended up a lot worse than we were. So.
Yeah, with flooding, and you never know. So back to work now. We got same thing with real estate. We had some deals pushed, and the insurance couldn't be bound. And then you got Maria back there. But so we're here in Tampa Bay. I like to talk about supporting local companies, local lenders. You're a local lender. You live, work, and play in the Tampa Bay market. Not like some of these other companies that you see. They're in different parts of the state or the nation, for that matter. And they're talking about no fees. You're going to pay your cost. Really and truly, it has to be paid somewhere. There has to be some cost paid.
Yeah, everybody's in business for one reason. Obviously we're going to make some money on it. So
right.
They have to be upfront and be honest. You're paying for it one way or another. You hear a lot of people, there's absolutely no fees. They're paying all your costs. You're paying for it one way or another, right, whether it's upfront or through the rate. And a lot of times if it's through the rate, you're paying more because it's still on the life of your loan. So, best thing to do is, a lot of these companies aren't local. So you don't really have a feel for who you're dealing with. It's always good, in my opinion, just when you're, making a decision, something of that magnitude, to be able to look somebody eye to eye. And, maybe even the nice thing about being local is most of my business is from referrals. And the reason it is that I don't, I give people good deals. I get their loan done on time, or if not earlier. So, you go with somebody who is, like an online company, or somebody that you're talking to on the phone who is, up north or something like that. You have no idea really who you're dealing with.
Right.
So, you see it a lot, and I'm sure you see it on your end too. You're dealing with some of those companies. The sellers are a lot of times less likely to accept contracts from companies like that too, because you have no idea who they are. The turn times can take forever. I mean, some of the larger banks, they're taking 60 days to close loans. Like with us, I have a 30-day guarantee. If I don't close your loan within 30 days, I'll pay $1,000 at closing.
Wow.
Now, obviously, there's some exceptions to that, like the rehab construction loans, stuff like that. That's not going to fall in there, because now you have a whole nother element to the financing, which is the construction. So that that definitely pushes it down a little bit further. But you talk to some of those other some of the larger lenders or the non-local ones. There's no way they're going to offer that.
Yeah. You lose control whenever you're dealing with somebody just strictly over the phone or over the internet. There's really no control. There's no responsibility that could be lost. You also talk about the power of a pre-approval. So when somebody has a pre-approval from a local lender, it's somebody that you might bump into at an event or at the grocery store. I mean, you're doing solid deals for people, and then the 30-day guarantee, or you pay them $1,000. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and just like you were mentioning before, and we've talked about this quite a bit in the past, there's low inventory right now. Right. So there's a lot of people going for the same exact property. So the more you can distinguish your offer from everybody else, the better your chances to get it. So, if you're going with somebody like me, you offer, your contract, your offers with 30-day financing, as opposed to somebody that they don't know, and it's 60 days. I mean, who would you pick?
Right.
A lot of people, the listing agent may know somebody who knows me. They may know me, so stuff like that. It's a lot more, you come in with a lot more credibility than, just just using some internet company or somebody over the phone who's, not local.
We're talking with Mario Larrea, mortgage expert, MI Mutual Mortgage here in Tampa Bay, and I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. But yeah, it's a great point to think about, is that it's a low inventory market. You've got to differentiate yourself when you are putting that offer in. And we talk a lot about real estate. I think a lot of times we talk about single family homes, but there's opportunities out there for a lot of people. We had Scott Maurer on the show yesterday talking about buying through self-directed IRAs. I love the investment play of buying a duplex, triplex, or a quad. And talk about that as well. I mean, you've probably seen some great cases.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about it when you were talking about that listing that you had on the beach with the duplex. I mean, you could live in one side and then just Airbnb the other, and probably end up paying your mortgage and everything. You still get to write it off, but somebody else is paying the payment for you. So
that's right.
The duplex, the triplex, they're great opportunities. And some of them, that one's a little bit on the higher end, but if you're looking more medium price range, you can look at FHA. You can get a quad, a 1 to 4 unit property, 3.5% down.
3.5% down.
So I mean, you get in, the pricing is really good. They're government loans, so the interest rates are good. And you have somebody else there. You're actually collecting income and having a place to live. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, you could live for free. I mean, if you look at rents as well, people, a lot of people were forced into renting. The loan mods, they had bankruptcies, they had short sales back with the mortgage meltdown, the Great Recession, it was deemed, and a lot of people got stuck with bad credit. They're forced to rent. So there's landlords out there that understand that. And in simple economics, they're paying about 30% more to live in the same comparable home based on what they could get a mortgage with you, Mario.
Yeah, definitely. It's costing you more. You're not getting the write-off for the interest. I mean, all around, I talk to people sometimes that are like, well, that's $100 more than what I'm renting. I mean, it's a lot nicer place than what they're renting, though,
right.
Also. But the other thing people don't think about is, you're writing that interest off. The first few years of your mortgage is primarily, there's quite a bit of interest in it. You're getting money back. So if it's the same payment, even if it's a little bit more, it's actually costing you less throughout the year.
Get that money back. And when you also look at the lack of inventory, just, the opportunities are there. The opportunities are endless, and it's a great opportunity to, buy real estate, invest in the local economy. And especially with the apps like Airbnb, I mean, some of our investors, that's what they've done. We've had properties that have been beautifully renovated. They're home staged. They are, renting the property out now, Airbnb, and they're covering their property. And they're like, hey, no problem, Brandon. A lot of sellers are, in the past they would have been, hey, we got to move this, man. I'm sweating. I'm paying these costs, and
that's one
so
of the
that
benefits too of being in Tampa. I mean, it's a travel destination. We have the beaches, we have Busch Gardens. We have things that people travel here for. So. You have an option that a lot of places don't, where you can rent it out and people will come down.
That's right. More from Mario Larrea. We got Dustin Matthews coming up as well, Speaking Empire. And we also have more from Homer Allen, founder of MatchEpic.com. And we're giving a shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. On the other side of the break, we got the top 10 favorite family pets and also our feel-good story of the week about Jameis Winston helping St. Pete community. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, giving a shout out to our hotel partner, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. This is the first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the intercoastal waterway and the Gulf of Mexico views from the 360 lounge. And they got a beautiful pool and spa area with a bar downstairs. They've got the service industry nights on Sundays. Great place to hang out. DJ Don Pablo spinning on Sundays now. And you've got the rooftop yoga on the weekends as well. The Castile restaurant on site. So even if you're not going to stay, just go check them out. The Castile restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, or dinner at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. The first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. And just let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a 20% off of your room stay for a beautiful staycation here in beautiful Tampa Bay. We love it. Great place to live, work, and play. And we're having a lot of fun here in studio today. We've got Homer Allen in studio. He's the founder of MatchEpic.com. Mario Larrea as well, mortgage expert, MI Mutual Mortgage, and also Dustin Matthews. He's the founder of the Speaking Empire as well in studio here. So let's go back to Mario here. I wanted to touch on a couple more points when it comes to financing options because I think one of the biggest misnomers that we see on a consistent basis is, man, I don't have 20% to put down, but I would love to buy a home, Brandon.
Yeah, I mean, I get that all the time. Like, I'll talk to people and they don't think that sometimes the credit, but the biggest thing that I see is the down payment. And it's not true. I mean, there are down payment assistance programs out there where you basically don't have to put any money down. And then there's, just regular conventional loans right now. You only have to put 3% down. So it's not much. And, you can basically have the seller pay all of your closing costs that can be negotiated into the contract. So you can get in with, not that much money down. And a lot of times, I mean, if you're going to rent, you're paying first month, last month. So it's usually not a whole lot more than that anyway. So, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, exactly. First, last month, security deposit. By the time you add all that up and you're getting into a place that you can rent, yeah, that's great. You get a roof over your head. But a lot of times you can't throw the cool parties that you want to do. You can't, you're limited on things you can access.
Well, and the other thing, too, is that money's gone. The first month security deposit, maybe you get the security deposit back, but the money you put down, you're maintaining it. It's your equity. So, you can always, you sell, you get that money back, that and then some. I mean, right now we're, homes are appreciating, rapidly, and it's supposed to continue for quite some time. And, interest rates are low, so you can get into a little bit more house than you will be able to in the future. I mean, it's a great time right now to buy.
It really is. Great time to invest and put money into real estate. It consistently is a winner when you look at asset classes compared to, stock markets and different precious metals, different things that you can do. So if you do invest, we want you reaching out, get your pre-approval letter. Mario Larrea, mortgage expert with MI Mutual Mortgage here in Tampa Bay, longtime friend of the program. And let's go ahead and bring Dustin Matthews into the conversation, Speaking Empire. And Dustin, thanks for coming back on the show, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm always thrilled to be here.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. So you guys are doing some big things. You got your new book out, No BS Guide to Powerful Presentations, co-written with Dan Kennedy as well. So cool.
Yeah, the big thing I've learned, being in business, being in sales, being in marketing, it's all about influence. And so it's the words that we say. And so you doing a show, I mean, that makes you the guy in Tampa Bay to go to, right? You want to do real estate, you want to buy your first house, your next house, real estate investment deal, like you're positioning yourself. And that's what I've learned is influence is very powerful so that you don't have to be that pushy sales guy. You don't have to hound somebody, 16, 17 times to do a deal. Right. And so it's attraction is the big key.
Yeah, I love that, man. And that's part of what we're working on. Well, about the Business Growth Celebrity Academy, working with Ken Shamrock and Des Woodruff, and I got Lindsay as well, my fiance, helping us with that. But yeah, looking at some of your accomplishments here, man, you took a company from $1 million to $14 million, the Inc. number 35 on the magazine's fastest growing private companies. You worked with Kevin Harrington, with Shark Tank, Robert Allen. So some pretty cool stuff here on your resume, man.
Yeah, I just say I'm fortunate. I've been in an environment, I think back to when I was in the real estate industry at Foreclosures Daily, and I got to test and I got to see a lot of different things. We ran that up to Inc. 500. We did $14 million in sales in a year. And it was fun because I was the marketing guy, so I got to spend someone else's money to learn. But now I'm on the other side. I'm a business owner. I own the business now. And so now I'm spending my own money, which is, it's a little different, differentiation. But at the end of the day, it's exciting. I've been fortunate.
Let's talk about that then.
Yeah.
So when you have, it seems like we're working harder and harder for that dollar.
Yeah.
How do we stretch our marketing dollar? How do you, what would be your advice in that? We have a lot of small business owners that listen to our show. Yeah. We have a strong affinity for small and local businesses here, supporting that local economy. Talk to us about that.
Well, I mean, you can definitely appreciate that. You're a big sports guy. And so it's this whole idea of reps and really choreography too. So, we only have so many at-bats. There's so many plays on the field, even if you're a starter, right? You only get so much, time on the field. There's only so much time on the clock. And so what I say is if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, and you're giving a presentation, or heck, you're sitting in front of a prospect, you set up a meeting, you set up an appointment, or maybe it's a phone call. Are you choreographing that? Are you thinking about what are all the things that need to happen? Obviously, what you're going to say, but what can you do ahead of time? What can you do after the fact? And I don't think a lot of entrepreneurs, especially me when I first got started, it's like, oh, I got the appointment and I'm just going to focus on what I'm going to say. But there's so many things we can do ahead of time and then after the fact to close the deal.
I like that, kind of preempting what they're going to say, preempting objections before they even come up, pre-selling before you even walk into the room, and then of course the post-sell is important too.
Yeah, I got to share this one with you. So I was at a real estate investor club. This was like, I want to say 8 years ago. And it was Kendra Todd who was on The Apprentice. I believe it was her. And so she was doing a little tour. She was going around the country and she was selling pre-construction. Remember when it was hot at the time?
Oh, yeah.
Right, pre-construction deal. And so I just remember I watched her do a presentation. She's about 3/4 of the way done. Yep. An 80-year-old lady stands up and hands her a piece of paper. That piece of paper, come to find out, was a blank check. And so what happened was Kendra was like just blown away. She hasn't really even started talking about the project. She seeded it. And so she's talking about the project at this point, and this lady stands up and hands her. She's so taken back. And the lady says, listen, you're an expert. You were on the show, and so I trust you. And so whatever you're going to get to, like, I'm in. And so that made me realize, gosh, she didn't even do a pitch. She didn't even she wasn't even into the thing. And so it's that authority, it's that influence, what you talk about. You've got that course coming out.
I like that.
How do you make yourself that person so that people just want to do business with you?
Yeah, I like that, man. That's great. So great story. And it kind of paints the picture of, the entrepreneurial spirit that we have here in Tampa Bay. There's so many things that you can do in a global economy now, with the advent of podcasts, video blogs, social media. There's a lot of ways that you can get your content out there and reach a certain demographic. Now, what about this? We've heard, especially with podcasts and different types, there's riches in the niches.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I go back to, I know a lot of people listen into the show. I go back to what you do, Brandon, and, you could be, a realtor that specializes in divorce property. So like in situation where people are getting divorced, right? Like you could be that go-to person, or you could be the high-end luxury home, or you could be the bankruptcy or foreclosure specialist.
Right.
And so the thing is like, if you look at society, if you look at a surgeon, does a surgeon make more than a traditional doctor? A brain surgeon?
Yeah.
I throw that out there. A brain surgeon gets substantially more because they specialize. And so when you bring that specialty, when you bring in that knowledge, of having what it takes to be great in that position, then you get paid more for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. I definitely agree with that. We're talking with Dustin Matthews here, Speaking Empire. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. So tell us a little bit more about the book. You got the No BS Guide to Powerful Presentations and helping people structure their pitches.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the book says what it is. It's about how to be more influential. It says how to give powerful presentations. And no matter what it is that you do, maybe you're a realtor, maybe you do sit downs, maybe you do, you sell one-to-one. And so it's all about what's that message that's going to get people into action. And I just really want to impart on people, what's the choreography? So like, can your assistant introduce you? Can you send out some marketing ahead of time so people can read up on you so they feel more in awe, so they feel like, oh, this guy or this gal is credible. And so when you sit down, you're able to influence. And so we talk a lot about that in the book. And what do the influencers do in our society? Like the president, like athletes, like celebrities. How do they leverage this stuff to get where they are?
Yeah, I like that. Especially, if you're speaking at an event, it's imperative to have someone else introduce you.
Yeah.
Right. There's the little things that you do. It's all about the presentation. I love the word choreography when you're looking at doing events and even webinars too. A lot of business is done on webinars.
Yeah, absolutely. I think of things in just regular society, right? So if you take a look at like the president, the Queen of England, right? All these influencers, athletes, right?
Right.
These people are paid the most. Some of them are considered influencers in our society. And so they're always properly introduced, right? You go to your basketball game, right? The Coliseum, and like the lights go out and they do the big fanfare and it gets people excited, right? And so you have to get people excited. And so I think about that and I just take a look in society. And so when it comes to choreography, I think of like the Blue Man Group, right? These guys and not just the performers, but the behind the scenes, the technicians, they work their butts off to make it one heck of a show. Are you bringing that level of work to your job?
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. No matter what you're selling, the more value that you can prove in the upfront introduction, you're adding value, you're overcoming objections during the process of the sale. But further, you want to be able to add value and help that client understand, hey, here, I'm the clear cut person that you want to list your real estate with, or do your loan with, or develop the app with, those are the types of scenarios I like that. So Dustin Matthews, Speaking Empire, you guys are located down in St. Pete, right?
Oh, actually, we moved
Largo.
up. We're in Largo. We bought a
That's
building.
right.
We got in the real estate game, and
Yeah.
we bought a building. We're super pumped about that. It's a church, and so we do all of we've rehabbed it, and we do all our events and all our consulting right there in Largo.
That's right, man. That's awesome. Any events coming up? Anything you want the listeners to know about?
Yeah, absolutely. We do an event called the Amplify Experience, and so we got people coming in from all around the world that are influencers doing their thing and transforming the world. And so that's coming up in October in about
Nice.
30 days now, and that's at amplifyexperience.com.
Amplifyexperience.com. Check them out. That's great, man. That's I went last year's event and I made some great connections. It was really cool. You had Kevin Harrington come. You had Forbes Riley.
Yep.
Can you tell us who's going to be there this year? Or?
Well, you know what? So like those are names that everyone knows, but there are people that are secretly like making a killing in obscure niches, and that's been my big thing now. Is because sometimes when you bring out the stars, it's like, oh well, they're special, or I could never be like that, and so sometimes people get intimidated by that. I found, and so I found like these secret stars that are like you wouldn't know them, like they're not on TV, but they're like they're rock stars in their own right. And so we've invited them along with some of the media to help people get in the spotlight and get stages and all sorts of things.
I like it. Good stuff. Give that date out one more time.
October 20th through the 22nd, right here in Largo, Florida.
Very cool.
AmplifyExperience.com.
Awesome. More from our expert contributors. We're also got a feel-good story of the week. Jameis Winston helps St. Pete community with food, and also our top 10 favorite family pets. Got a little round table guessing game for you coming up in our lightning round as well. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. The Consumer Quarterback Show, Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program. We're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. Daily, 5 p.m. right here on AM 1380 The Biz. Got our weekend show on FM 102.5 The Bone. Daily, 10 a.m. on WeBeam TV as well. Watch our TV show version on WeBeam TV. And we'll be right back after these breaks.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
On November 9th, the two...
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. And giving a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for membership? Look no further. At Signature Massage and Facial Spa, they offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95. Always no contracts. Come in during early bird hours and receive an additional $10 off. For those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages available. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, and give them a call at 813-925-8898. 813-925-8898 to schedule an appointment. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a discount off of your initial service as well. All right, we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. Homer Allen is in the house. He's the founder of MatchEpic.com. Mario Larrea, mortgage expert, MI Mutual Mortgage, and Dustin Matthews, founder of Speaking Empire, as well here in studio. And we always have a little fun with you, so we're going to jump into our top 10. So let's you guys ready for a top 10?
Let's do it.
Let's have some fun. So top 10 favorite family pets, according to the top10s.com. So we'll start right here with you, Homer.
All right, I'd have to say a dog.
Dog number one. Boom. You got it. Number one, dogs. Dogs are the most popular pets in the United States. There are many reasons. Dogs are immensely loyal and protective, and research has proven that the loyalty of a dog to his master is second to none. All right, Mario.
Cats.
Cats number two. You got it. Cats in the wild could have existed in North America, but domesticated species are brought to the country with the English, primarily imported to control the problems with the rodents. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, number three. Or give us number three.
As my little guy would say, golden fish.
Golden fish, right. Yeah, fish are number four. That's right. There are some 25,000 species of fish that have been discovered so far, and fishing is among the second most popular sport hobby of people in America. Keeping fishing has always been a favorite of people looking for pets to bring in both company and relaxation. It's also the easy way for parents to say, okay, you can have a pet.
Yep.
We did that as well with a turtle. But all right, so we got a few three off the board. Back to you, Homer.
Yeah, so basically we're back to talking about Match Epic, and some of the questions I usually get are how does Match Epic differ from some of the other sites that are out there? And, and one thing is that we focus on individuals. So rather than groups or objects or existing connections, we focus on new connections, and that are not groups. So if you think about it, if you want to find a roommate, some of the other sites that are out there are not necessarily the best way of finding somebody very quickly, an individual very quickly, and so we're aiming to accomplish that.
Yeah, no, Match Epic, I love that idea. Kind of recap it as well. If you're looking for a roommate, a workout partner, maybe you want to fine-tune a language with someone, snowboarding trip that you want to go on,
That's right.
Gaming, studying partner. I got to tell you, I had a great snowboarding trip out in Lake Tahoe. Is that where you've gone before? Did you go out there?
Well, I've snowboarded in Jackson Hole. I've also snowboarded in Keystone, Breckenridge, Canada. So I've snowboarded in different places, but
nice.
But it's definitely really nice out there, Brandon.
That's awesome, man. I love that. So matchepic.com, great ways to, connect with people, and it's different from the group mentality. This is more for the individual.
It's more for the individuals. It's being able to find somebody quickly for a life situation or just to develop a personal connection with a life skill that you want to develop.
I love it, man. Let's talk about our feel-good story here. So we got a feel-good story of the week in our Tell Me Something Good.
Tell me something good.
All right, so Jameis Winston helped St. Pete community with food, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneer helped out the community reeling from Hurricane Irma. The 3 food trucks were on site outside of the Central Avenue in St. Petersburg, feed 500 people on Winston's dime. About 150 people showed up. The organizer, Lewis Stevens, said, reached out to him after the storm. He said, Lewis, I want to know what's going on in St. Pete. At the time, he's actually in Alabama. He said he just dedicated to help the people here. And so the story goes on to read, he said, I've been without power. My family, we needed a meal. So just to stop by and get some help from the community, maybe a possibility to have my son meet his favorite football players and say thank you before the power was out. So a great story from Jameis Winston there helping out the St. Petersburg community. We also had our very own Juan Conchero with Catering by the Family. He's a pilot as well, and on the upwind.com, the pilot, he's a pilot with that. He's the president of that flying club. And he was flying plane load after plane load. They had 15 or 20 different planes going at a time down to Key West, taking supplies down to Key West. I think it was like 11,000 pounds last time I spoke to him. But, it's great. These hurricanes, these events, they help our community come together in a lot of ways.
Amen. Yeah.
You see that a lot of times, people, coming together. So yeah, a lot of good stuff there happening. And that's your feel-good story of the week. Let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning.
All right. Top tips, things to do, nuggets of advice, parting words of advice. Let's start right here with Dustin Matthews.
Oh, wow. Love it. So my big thing is this. Whatever your goal is, I want you to take an action a day. And I define an action as this, read a book, listen into the show, right? Call a show, right? Do whatever. and just take one action towards your goal, whatever it is. And what happens is you build this thing called momentum.
Yeah.
And when you build momentum, you get there a whole lot quicker than cramming like I did in college the night
that's
before.
right. I love that. Yeah, take a small action step. Could be something as simple as scheduling that meeting. Schedule that meeting, make that call, send that text message, send that email, some type of an action step towards that. I love that one. Good stuff. All right, Mario.
Right now, if you're thinking about buying or purchasing or refinancing, it's a great time. Give me a call. Rates are still low. They actually just dropped a little bit within the past week or so. So, call me. I can. There's a lot of programs out there. They're opening things up right now still with a lot more people are being able to qualify than in the past. So it's a great market right now.
Yeah, great market. Get in. Rates are still low, 40, 50-year lows.
Yep.
Low inventory market as well. So if there's sellers out there, homeowners or asset owners that are looking to sell, we'd love to talk to you. All right, back to you, Homer, matchepic.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of the parting words I would give is basically around networking. That's actually how I know you, Brandon. And and so I would definitely recommend that you develop a network around you, get to know people around you, and I think that you'll find that as you develop your network, there are others around you that can vouch for you, and I think that you'll find that.
I love that. A lot of times you can relate it also. I would say my network is my net worth, and in a lot of ways it really is. You look at the capital that you have invested with the show like this over the years, and it's really, it's a phenomenal group of folks that we have involved with the Quarterback Show. We want to thank you as well, and just to remind you as well that this is a consumer advocate-based platform, so we want you to reach out. We want to hear from you. Anything that you heard on the show today that resonates with you, if you want to go to the Amplify event or maybe a copy of Dustin's book, or if you want to check out matchepic.com from Homer or even Mario Larrea, find out more about what you can qualify for. If you're a renter, get off the fence from renting, get into the home ownership game. Lots of ways that we can help you. Let's do another lightning round here as well. So quick tips, nuggets of advice, Dustin Matthews.
Well, what I like to say is just get out there and educate yourself. So no matter what you want to do, get the mortgage right, make some relationships, buy that house, just get out there and be a student. And I found in my life, if I brought the ego like, oh, I know that, or what am I going to learn from that person?
Right.
Oh, man, that just kills things. And so what I say is come with that student mindset.
That's right. Mario?
It's always like when you're going to learn something, you really learn how little you know. It's always good to start researching. So, yeah, same thing with mortgages. I mean, check out what you're doing. Look what's going on. Look locally, though. I mean, try to keep everything here in the community. Yep. Go with somebody that, that is well recommended, who is here local that you can go to. And not worry. I mean, it's a huge investment. It's the largest investment most people make. So
that's right.
Do your due diligence on that.
Homer, we got about 30 seconds left for you.
All right. Well, my next piece of advice is just to use Match Epic to do that networking. You can find others that you can network with using Match Epic.
That's right. Matchepic.com. I want to thank Homer Allen. I want to thank Mario Larrea, mortgage expert. I want to thank Dustin Matthews, founder of Speaking Empire. And, of course, all of our expert contributors want to help you out there. And all of our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Viewers on our TV show at WeBeam TV. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food, leftover clothing you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. Be kind to one another. Maybe even buying some lunch for a first responder that you see out there. These guys have been working overtime. TICO responders, all these folks that are in the Florida Power and Light, the law enforcement agencies. Buy them lunch or dinner if you see them out, and just do it without expectation. Just be a force for good out there, and continue to tune into our show, the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to help you win Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate program. So we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.